I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
On today's episode of 1 Minute Reactions, directed Dr. Stone, episode 8, Stone Road. I gotta say, I am absolutely loving this series. It's just so enjoyable to watch. Now, coming off last week's episode, Senku decides to make an antibiotic, which in turn will save Ruri, the high priestess of the village, with the goal of establishing that village as the kingdom of science. Or at least, getting more people to his side. But today's episode goes to show you how difficult making antibiotics, especially with no technology, truly is. There's two ways to go about it. The mold route, which will lead to a penicillin, but the way Senku describes it is basically a crapshoot. You can try 10 billion times and still not get the super green mold. And the other route, well, it's creating it from stones. This sulfa route seems to be the one he has chosen, laying out a detailed plan, which honestly looks very daunting, especially when you're just lacking in overall materials. But luckily, he has Chrome and Kohaku right by his side throughout the entirety of this, as well as getting a new member when they're out collecting their first item, iron sand, to create, iron. Yes, the new member, our first chibi of the series, Suika, who is literally a little girl hiding in the rind of a watermelon using it as a mask. It is absolutely adorable. And you know what? We need one of those characters. I mean, we need the Charmy, we need the little cute lolly girl, that just, you can't help to put a smile on your face when you see her. And although Senku does not question it at all, I am curious why she is wearing a mask, but she definitely becomes a more pivotal part of the team later on in the episode. Because after they actually did collect quite a bit of black sand, now it's time to forge it into iron. This requires an immense amount of manpower. Seeing how simply burning wood will only get you up to 700 degrees, this needs 1500 degrees, and even though Senku created some billows, the 4 of them are just not enough. So he decides to send Suika into the village to find out what these villagers need, and it seems most of their conversations vary in degree, but a couple of them have some common threads. That one would be they're tired of eating fresh fish. So in the path that leads science to victory, it seems it is paved with what he quotes as the most delicious food ever created, a food that is a testament to science. Yes, ramen. After witnessing Suika play with a foxtail, he decides to make foxtail wheat, which in turn makes foxtails noodles, eventually leading to ramen. And I'm absolutely loving this fact. It's a very circuitous route, but it makes sense because you just can't get A, B. I mean, there's obviously going to be hurdles in collecting these objects, these materials to make the antibiotics. So to me, this isn't much of a tangent. He needs something to garner the attention of the village, to get him more manpower, to make the iron. And if he knows how to cook it, why not make it? This just, honestly, I love the fact that they went this route. And although Chrome, Kohaku, and Suika loved it, who knows how the villagers are going to take this. But either way, he decides to set up a stall right at the entrance of the village. And this is where we cut off today's episode. Like I said, I absolutely love this series. I love the introduction of the new characters. Honestly, introducing the village injected a sense of scale that the series didn't have. I mean, think about it. Up until episode, was it 5 or 6? We had 4 people. And now that we have this village, it opens it up. It makes the world feel bigger. And if we keep getting super unique characters like Suika, that just fills this newly opened world with just tons of intrigue. And like I said, I absolutely love the route they took of creating ramen to, get the villagers over to his side to help him out. In turn, will create the antibiotic that saves their high priestess, who seems to be garnered as, the top figure of this village. But I am curious about her. How does she know about Momotaro, gorillas? I mean, she has a wealth of knowledge. Is it passed down to her? How did they understand that? I mean, do they find a big pile of books and shit? I have no clue, but it seems she has some knowledge that she's passing on to other villagers. I'm just curious how that was passed on to her. But like I said, the path to antibiotics seems to be very daunting, and we haven't even created our first material yet. So I'm excited to see what the villagers think of this ramen, and in turn what they think of Senku. And with that being said, I cannot wait for future episodes.
この香りは俺らはな3700年前このくっそうまい科学の飯をラーメンそう呼んでた。おう匠は任せろ。新しいもんにためらわねえで飛びつくのが妖術使いの生き様だぜ。